Hi, I'm Jack Gately from GatelyAcademy, and in this lesson, we're going to talk about the relationship between the broker and the salesperson. So, as a salesperson, you must be affiliated with a brokerage or what we would call an agency. You cannot be self-employed. You cannot be self-employed. So, very, very important as a salesperson, you can't just go out there and, be in the business of real estate without being an affiliate of an agency. And a couple of points on this. First off, as a salesperson, all of the authority that you have to interact with clients derives from the brokerage that you work for, not necessarily from your salesperson's license itself, but from the agency license that you work under. Very, very important. When you're a salesperson, you cannot, in any way, shape, or form, advertise for yourself without mentioning the name of the brokerage. Every advertisement that you have out there must name the brokerage. And there's this prohibition against being self-employed. Now, they don't mean 1099, because as a salesperson, you probably are going to get a 1099 form because you're going to be an independent contractor. But when they mean self-employed, what they mean is that you have to work for an agency. You have to work for an agency. No exceptions. You must always, as I just mentioned a moment ago, list the name of the agency in any type of marketing material, whether that's on Craigslist or on a billboard or a mailing. Anything that you do, you must name the agency. Must name the agency that you work for. You cannot, in any way, shape, or form, produce what we call a blind ad, in which case it has no contact information, or the contact information is just an email address or a fax number or a phone number or a post office box or something like that. That is also prohibited, and that applies also to brokers as well. As a broker, you must name the agency or your full name, if you happen to be a sole proprietor, in the ad or in whatever marketing material it happens to be, whether it's a yard sign or a business card. Doesn't matter. There really are no exceptions. The issue of online advertising is not yet anticipated by the regulations, but it would be my strong recommendation that you practice that with significant scrutiny. In other words, if I was a real estate salesperson, I would want to make sure that if I was posting on my own personal Facebook page or any particular type of social media post, I definitely would want that affiliation listed in my bio and in most of my posts, if I could somehow mention it in there. It depends upon the platform, of course, but I think there is some significant consensus that it should, at the very least, be mentioned in your bio, your description, your about me, or whatever it happens to be. Strong recommendation there. Now, let's move on to commissions and fees. Commissions and fees. Technically, we call a commission a fee. The technical phrase is fee. I know you all say commission. I get that. No, but the official word is fee. Every dollar received on a transaction first must go to the agency. Every dollar of the fee goes to the agency. The agency then turns and splits it with you, the salesperson, depending upon the compensation plan that you have set up. It's surprising to me how many agents don't have a written comp plan. I was actually just on the phone with somebody the other day who was an agent, and they were becoming a broker, and so they were going to be leaving their agency. And I said to them, don't you have a written comp plan? And they said, no. And I was like, whoa, that's something that you want to have. If you're going to an agency and there's no written comp plan, I would, just my own professional pro tip advice, ask them to write up a written compensation plan. That might be a warning flag that that's not the agency you want to affiliate with. A lot of legitimate agencies will have their own affiliation agreement. Remember, as I said at the beginning of this video, you must be affiliated with a brokerage or an agency. They're going to have their own affiliation agreement and their own comp plan. For instance, at Jack Gately, I use the standard I'm a realtor, so I use the standard realtor affiliation agreement. And then I have a one-page rider, which is the written comp plan. It's pretty simple at my agency. I would strongly recommend that you join an agency that has a comp plan and an affiliation agreement in writing. But no matter what the case is, every dollar of the fee first goes to the agency, and then, depending upon the comp plan, written or not written, it's split with the salesperson. Lastly, on disputes. Should there a dispute arise, especially relative to the compensation plan, that dispute will not be heard by the Board of Registration. The Board of Registration does not handle disputes between salesperson and broker. Ooh, that does sound like a really good test question, doesn't it? Those disputes are almost always over commissions or money in one way, shape, or form or another, and those are going to be handled in another venue altogether. Highly likely you'll be a member of the realtors, not always, but likely, and they're going to have a whole dispute resolution path that you could go down with them. Of course, there's also the courts, but the Board of Registration does not adjudicate commission disputes between salesperson and broker. All right, hey, on our next lesson, we're going to talk about disclosures. See you then.